You are now tuned in to Just Breathe, the podcast.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome back to Just Breathe, the podcast, where we are here to 201, not 302. And yes, welcome back to my podcast. I'm actually super excited this week because this is my first episode by myself. And I really just want to take everybody through the process of what I've really been feeling this entire week, y'all. Like, when I say this week has really been kicking my ass, it's been doing just that and then some. But I really just wanted to really talk about it and really just get, I don't know, just pour out everything that I've been feeling, because again, like I mentioned in the first episode, this is really my podcast this time around is really just my Finsta coming to life. So instead of me going to post on my Finsta page, I'm just going to actually just set up my camera, record, and bring it to the world, because again, it would be very selfish of me to keep all of this in, because I know I'm not the only person that's going through it. So let me take a bite of my peach, and then we'll get right into it. All right, bam. So this week's episode is titled, "What do you mean surrender?" What does that mean? And honestly, all right, come on. My fault, y'all. Hold on. Sorry. And we're back to wash that down because that was a big piece. But anyway, this week I really wanted to talk about what does it mean to surrender? What does that look like? What does that sound like? What is it? Because I've been hearing it for the past maybe 6 months, and I'm still like, what the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that look like? What is it? What is it? What is it? But I really wanted to, just make an episode about really this. So I have 3 topics that I want to go over. Let's jump right into it. So my first topic is, what is healing and how do you heal? So I really just feel like, healing means something different for everybody, right? So healing for me is getting out of my house. Healing for me is going back and, identifying my childhood traumas and, really wanting to change all of that. Like, I don't want to be the same person I was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, last week. I don't want to be that girl. I want to continue to grow. I want to continue to elevate into, my womanhood. And I really just, to be very transparent, y'all, I can't say I would know what it looks like for everybody, because we're all different. And I think that sometimes just us as people, we seek outward. We want to look into see if this works for X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna do it that way. Or if this works for my sister, I'm gonna do it this way. And it's just like, no. You need to figure out what works best for you. What does your healing look like for you? Like I said, mine is just hiking, trying to get out of my house, painting when I can, spending time with my boyfriend, spending time with my friends, being with my family, cooking, eating, drinking, smoking. Like, I don't know, all of that stuff just brings me joy when I need it to, ironically. But also, I also feel like, with healing, you have to pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to what you're allowing in your, in your space, in your presence, in your energy, and really just building your village while you're healing. Me, like I said, I'm still figuring it out myself, but for the past month, I've been trying to figure out, like, what does building a village look like for me? What does, looking for a mentor, what does shedding looks like for me? Because I can call my mom, I can call, my uncle, and, I can lean on them, but they're telling me something from their own personal experiences. Like, we don't have the same exact experiences. So, I just feel like, leaning on somebody is always good, but I feel like leaning on them for answers to your life is just not going to do anything but continue to put you into a rabbit hole, because at that point you're looking for a savior, you're looking for answers, you're looking for a result, and it's like, baby girl, only you have that. only you're going to be able to figure out what's going on with you. Only you're going to be able to figure out what do you need to heal you, because there's only one you. But my major thing, what I've been, I guess, running into is knowing who to trust while building my village, knowing who to tell all of my business to, knowing who to, cry and lean on, and really just open up my space and allow me to just be as vulnerable as possible, because I have trust issues. It's been very hard for me because, I feel like the times that I have opened up, or the times that I have allowed people to, get all of me, I was just shit on big time. And that's just not something that I'm willing to, back up into. Like, no, like, I don't know. And I don't want to also go back into like, fuck you, fuck y'all, like da, because I was looking for somebody to, save me, or looking for somebody for me to, I guess, like, lean on. But I also just had to understand that it's not a burden on people who really want to help. It's not a burden on people who's really there for you. And people that I was leaning on, people that I was, thinking that they're part of my village, is just like, no, they were just a lesson for this life that you're preparing yourself for. Well, your next life that you're preparing yourself for. So, I don't know. Like, I always still kind of, like, struggle with building, like, a good foundation, building, like, a good village for me to, lean on and just be like, girl, I need help. Or, I'm not feeling like myself today. Like, or, just seek advice without looking for answers, if that makes sense. And learning how to put me first. I feel like that's, like, the number one process of healing. Like, how are you going to heal you if you keep putting yourself on the back burner? How are you going to heal you if you continue to just put yourself second? And I have done that for a while, to the point where that I don't do it anymore, and it's so uncomfortable. Because, I don't know, I just feel like, oh, okay, like, let me just put me on the side and let me cater to this person. Let me cater to this person. And it's just like, yeah. But by the time, that time comes right back around for me, I'm burnt out and I'm drained. Because I wouldn't even really say waste my time on other people, but it's like I give my all to people, because I feel like when my friends come to me and it's an issue, they really need me, my undivided attention at that. When my boyfriend needs me, my undivided attention. When my mom needs me, my siblings, etc. I give them my undivided, full being, instead of just giving a piece of me, just giving them a nugget of me. And that's been very hard, because I'm just a natural born giver, honestly. And I don't know if it's like my defense mechanism also, like just feeling like I didn't want to be alone as a child, or me just feeling like I just gotta give, so people can, pay attention to me, or so people can, want to be around me. Like, I was just giving so much, where it's just like, now that I stopped doing that, I don't even know how to give it to myself. And it's been difficult. Like, these last 2 weeks have been very difficult. Like, I'm waking up crying every day. By the time I get off work, I just want to sleep. I just want to be in my bed. I want to be in my room in the dark. Last week, I worked from my bed the whole week, because I was just feeling so low and defeated, and I don't know, like, my mom just always say, your words speak life, and subconsciously I don't believe it, to be very transparent, but I do believe it at the same time. It's just like I'm noticing that I have to retrain my subconscious to understand that we're no longer running. We're no longer defending ourselves. We're no longer feeling the need to protect, because we don't have to run. Like, we can be a little bit more vulnerable. We can be a little bit more, femme. We can be a little bit more, in our feelings, just feeling like you are wanted. I had to retrain my subconscious to, not say the negative talk before somebody else can say it. I have to retrain my subconscious not to beat myself up, so when it's somebody else's turn to do it, it won't hurt as bad because I already did it. I have to retrain myself to understand that the shit that I was hearing in my childhood is not me, and it's never been me. All of those circumstances and situations that I was going through was just somebody else's trauma, was somebody else's, shit. I don't even know what it was, but I have to continue to remind myself that that's not you. That's not you, and it's never been you, but it's been a really hard challenge. So, I'm going to be very transparent. I don't know how to put myself first. I don't. And that's my lesson. Patience, discipline, and choosing me first every single time. And not giving a fuck what somebody got to think about it too. Me and my friend Shamaya, our episode drops soon, but on our podcast, we really just talked about, on our episode, we talked about, feeling the need to impress people that's beneath us. Impress people that's not nowhere near on my level to make them feel good about themselves. Why? Why do we do that? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't have the freaking answers. I don't. But that's just something that, I'm open to surrendering to. Like, I don't want to feel like I need to get myself together for a good month or two and then shit on bitches for 2-3 months after that. It's like, for what? Like, bitch, are you happy or you not? And that's really like what I'm really noticing in my overall healing and shedding journey is just like, Cheyenne, you can't be happy for temporary fixes. You can't be happy to prove to the bitches in high school and middle school that you are the bitch that you continue to say that you are. Like, be that girl, and you don't have to explain to nobody that you are that girl at all. If you believe you that girl, move like you're that girl, period. Like, and the motherfuckers that's going to see it, they're going to see it. They've been seeing it. So, I don't know, just putting myself first is just something that I struggle with, and it's just something that, like, I'm just willing to surrender to be honest. Like, this shit is a drain, bane. Like, it's just a mess. But before I transition into topic number 2, I just really want to, like, because I'm getting a little anxious. And like I said on episode number 1, like, anytime I feel overwhelmed, anxious, I have to take really good, deep breaths to calm myself back down. Hold on now. You get a little too excited, girl. Or just hold on. You get a little overwhelmed. Slow down. Slow your roll. Like, it's okay. Just take a breather. Just breathe through it. You got it tatted. Breathe through it. So that's just really what I want to do right now. And I just want to take the time out to take 3 good breaths. I'm going to throw my mag back on because the album is fucking fire. And yeah, while I'm doing this, I just want to while we're breathing, I just want everybody to just, try to clear your mind. And for me, that's something that I still struggle with. Meditation is still something that I struggle with because I don't know how to clear my mind and breathe sometimes. I don't know how to be in the moment sometimes. So I just want to take the time out to just do that. And then we'll resume to topic number 2. But I am definitely going through Meg back on. Because, yeah. Here we go.
I don't care if these bitches don't like me. Cause, like, I'm pretty as fuck. Just the other day, I heard a hoe say, matter of fact, what could a hoe say? With a face like this and a bitch this paid. Shit, what could a hoe say? The bag so expensive, my pussy came with it. Body so ranch, they be saying who did it. But everything natural, actual, factual. Prissy in the streets, but I fuck like an animal. All you hoes know who the fuck I am. From your boyfriend down to my Instagram, to all them busted ass hoes that you kiki with. I bet your jaw drop if you ever see me, bitch. I'm her.
I'm sorry, y'all. Before we resume, as I was taking my deep breaths, Meg just really talked to her. Who put my girl in her bag? But I digress. We'll dissect, my favorite songs. Maybe I'll make that a cute little segment during my episodes. Again, y'all still going through the motions and the add and drop and delete and putting it back. Y'all still going through the overall brainstorming with me. So, but I think that's a tough ass idea. I think I like that. So if I don't forget that'll definitely be in, the upcoming episodes. But to jump into topic number 2, this is something that I feel quite often that I always try to fight off. And always just try to remind myself, like, baby girl, this is just something that you're feeling right now. This is not how you're going to feel 3 years from now, 2 years from now. Shit, probably not even next year. Not next year. I'm not going to feel this way next year. I'm not, because I'm going to understand the lesson this time around. I'm not playing. Dead ass. So, topic number 2 is feeling defeated. Feeling defeated. So I have on here, what do you feel when you feel defeated? So me, I don't know. I just feel very low. I feel very beat up, worn down, useless. I feel like I'm not worthy enough to be here. I feel like I'm not worthy enough to, wake up every day. But again, I do have depression, suicidal depression at that. So, just try to fight off my negative thoughts, because I know that's not how I feel. This is just how I feel in the moment, in the now. And it's like, I still struggle with, sitting in my feelings when I feel defeated, because I feel like that's the time where, my anxiety and my depression really tag team a bitch. They really go in. Like, it's really like they really drag me bad too, because my anxiety, that girl can talk. Like, she can really chat. And my depression is just gonna let the bitch talk every single time. And then my depression is just gonna let my anxiety bully, and it's just like, now this is how we feeling. And sometimes I be needing somebody to, just push me out of that. So, in those times, I will call my mom and sometimes just lash out. Sometimes I will just make my mom my punching bag, not necessarily on purpose, but it's really just like, this is how I'm feeling, I just gotta get it out, and I need to pour it out on somebody else. And it's like, okay, now my mom, after I didn't got done beating her up by words, now she's feeling like, okay, now how can I help? You got all of that out, now how can I help? And it's just like, I don't know, but I just needed to release that. And throughout the years, I really noticed that that's a negative coping mechanism. I can't make people my punching bag because I'm going through something. I can't, put all of my negativity on somebody because I'm going through something. That's the time where I should be, sitting down with myself, really trying to figure out what's going on. Why do you feel defeated? Why do you feel like this? Who told you that you're supposed to feel like this? And ironically, it takes me all the way back to, just how I felt as a child. Like, I really just felt, I don't know how I felt a lot of different feelings as a child. And, just growing up with, my dad's side of the family, just not, like, none of us are, me and my cousin C laugh at this shit all the time, but, we turn around and be serious at the same time. We always just be like, our family really don't communicate. Our family is really toxic and emotionless. Like, how the hell did these people, like, how do y'all wake up every day? How do y'all, but it's just like, if everybody feels like this, ain't nobody gonna be like, let me not say they're not, but I just don't feel like, the people in my family are willing to talk about what made them feel this way. So instead of them talking about it, they're just going to reflect. And it's either going to be a good or bad reflection, but regardless, that shit is still passed down to your kids, Now, I'm 23 with no emotions, experiencing nothing but a flood full of emotions, and I don't know how to cope. I don't know how to feel, because it's just so much at one time. So at that point, I feel defeated, and at that point, I don't want to do nothing but, get under my covers and cry. At that point, there's nothing I want to do but just be in the dark. Like, because when you do something that's so familiar, you're going to always go back to that. Even if we don't want to. Subconsciously, we go back to that comfortable feeling because we're so uncomfortable that we just want to hurry. I just want to hurry up and get out of it. I don't care how I feel. I just don't want to feel like this no more. So yeah, I'm going to go under my cover because it's comfortable. Instead of me just going out, sitting down with myself, meditating and saying, Shy, what's going on? Or journaling and saying, Shy, what's going on? Why are you feeling like this? It's just so hard for me sometimes because I just get stuck in, defeat. I'm sorry, I gotta take a bite of this peach. I'm just looking at it. Look at me. Look at it. It was so good. But doing too much. But also asking yourself, like, what are you willing to do to change how you feel? So for me, a routine is so hard, y'all, because I don't have no damn morning routine. But I've been saying, like, I want a morning routine, or I've been saying, like, I really want to join the swim club, or I really want to do this, or I really want to do that, because I don't want to feel stagnant. I don't want to no longer feel defeated. So, I'm just always looking for something else to just switch up how I'm feeling, but, being consistent also. Like, so for instance, I've been saying, like, I want to join the swim club. I've been saying that for the past year now. I can stamp that it's been a full year that I've been saying I want to join the swim club. Have I been looking up swim clubs? No. Have I been Googling swim clubs near me? No, I haven't. And I haven't even been putting out the work. I've been putting it out into the universe. Like, yes, I want to, swim. I want to do a few laps, because swimming is just so freeing for me. When I'm underwater, I just feel like I can do anything. I just feel so free and just so, like, amazing after I get out the pool. I just even if I swim in a lake, the pool, whatever, even when I'm getting out of a body of water, I feel shit. Even when I get out the fucking tub, I feel so much better. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, they always say water is so therapeutic, like, and I really believe it. But, just really being consistent and, sticking to what I say I'm going to do. That's something that I struggle with too. Like, just really remaining consistent, like really, really, really being consistent, and, just submitting to change. Like, if this is really what you want to do, you have to really put that work in too. And sometimes when I do feel defeated, putting in the work is shit. That shit be sounding foreign. Put in what work? I'm not doing nothing today, but it's just like, you have to, if you want to change, if you don't want to no longer be in the same position, you have to put in the work. You have to. Like, you just have to do it. Like, I really don't know what other advice I can give besides, you got to put the fucking work in. You can manifest as much as you want. Like, I hate when people just be like, oh, like, manifestation. True, but you also need to put that work in too. And that's the other 50% of, just you praying, or you just saying what you want to do. You also have to put that work in. I don't know how many times I gotta say it. I'm probably repeating it so many times so I can, reiterate, Cheyenne, you have to put that work in, babe. You have to put the work in. You have to put the work in. You have to put the work in. Lord, you gotta put the work in. And understanding that while you're putting in the work, some shit you just gonna have to sacrifice. We might have to go back in for another deep breathe, y'all, to be honest. Like, I don't know how I feel after we transition into topic number 3, but after I just said sacrifices, my heart dropped, because honestly, like, I have not mastered the law of detachment. So my whole thing is, I want to bring everybody with me. I want to bring everything with me. And what I really learned is, you can't. You just can't. Some people are in your life for a season. Some people are in your life for a lesson. And you're just going to have to really be okay with that. Like, for real, like, really okay with that. Like, that shit going to hurt in the moment. But, like, when you get out of it, you're going to feel 10 times better. I'm just really thinking about, all of the situations that I was in high school. Like, the dudes I was dealing with, the friends I was dealing with, like, the situations that I was in. It was just like, I really thought we was for lifers. I really thought that situation, or those situations that I was in, was for life. And it's like, girl, you 16, 17, 18, sit down. Relax. Like, I literally was just telling my therapist the other day, like, I really just laugh all the time that, like, shit is so boring to me now. Like, because I did everything already at 16, 17, 18. Like, I jumped off the porch too early. And it's like, you did all of that for what? Because now that you're old enough to do that shit, it's boring to you now. It's corny to you now. You're not interested because you already did it. And it's like, I really just have to understand, like, slow down, be in the moment, and enjoy your life. Like, you don't have to rush anything. You don't have to rush shit. This time shit is a fucking, it's not real, they say. I don't know. But they say that. I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger. I don't know. But that's what they say. And I believe it, because why the fuck we all got different time zones? But that's a different, episode for a different day. But, really just getting that out there and really just, I don't know too much about the time thing, but maybe someone can come in and talk to y'all about that. She's the astrology one. I don't know. But yeah, back to sacrifices, and sorry y'all, when I'm by myself I always go off script, so I'm sorry. But yeah, just really understanding sacrifices and understanding that you're gonna have to detach for some shit to go to the next level in the next stage of your life. I'm just thinking of like my old friend like that I have a matching tattoo with. Like, I really thought me and sis was gonna be for lifers. Like, TK is the friend that I can talk business with, talk ideas with, talk just anything. But TK is not my emotional friend. I want to say maybe the last 2 years, me and TK really have just started talking about real emotional shit, real vulnerable shit. But that just wasn't our friendship compared to the girl that I was cool with in high school. She was my friend that I was vulnerable with, that if I was going through something, that would be the person that I would lean on. And I really thought that we were going to be friends forever. And when that friendship ended, I was really hurt behind it. Because I was just like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, how can she say I did this, and this? Like, why didn't you just say something? And I just really had to understand down the line that she was just a seasonal friend. She just came into your life to teach you something about you. You wasn't supposed to hold on to that. So, you had to detach yourself. Like, and while you detaching, a lot of that shit hurts. Detaching hurts. Sacrifices hurt. Like, sacrificing a job, a relationship, a friendship, that shit hurts bad. Like, recently I just sacrificed another friendship. This girl been my friend since my freshman year of Morgan. Like, this girl that got me into the honors program at my school. This girl has put me on scholarships. This girl has really been a really good support system for me. But I'm not at that stage of my life anymore where she is. I'm not rah 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 rah. I'm not rowdy shy anymore. I'm not some shit that she do sometimes is a little embarrassing to me. But I also just have to understand, like, that's where you were. That's what made y'all friends. That's what really made y'all friends. And I'm not willing to stay in the same exact position that I was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, last year. Like, I'm always interested in how I can upgrade my life, how I can, upgrade anything that has to do with me to make me, feel good about myself. Like, whether it's a job, it's a nigga, it's a house. Like, I'm always gonna next step, because I can't be stagnant. I can't be the same exact person that I was. So, that's just something, like, another relationship that I just had to sacrifice and really just say, Shy, you can't continue to put yourself in that, or you can't continue to let this person use you as a punching bag, going back to topic number 1, because she's not ready to heal. I've already been through where she is. And if you're not willing to, take the advice that I'm giving, if you're not willing to, allow me to help you the best way that I know how to help you, and you just continue to, just drag and yell and throw subs and all of this other toxic, childish, high school ass shit, I don't want to be a part of it, and I cannot be a part of it. So I will remove myself. And, and that's just something that we just have to understand. Like, everybody can't go. And even back to that, like, I contemplated a long time to even, like, figure out, like, do I really want to cut off this girl? Like, no, do I really want to? Because outside of school, that's my bitch. That's my sister. Like, to this day, I'll probably knock somebody the fuck out if I ever heard them talking shit about her. Like, because that's really just my dog, and I understand what she's going through right now. I just can't be a part of that. I can't be a part of what you're going through, because you're not going to do anything but pull me back down to where the position that I just did so much work getting myself out of. So, that's just, a sacrifice that I had to get yourself out of. So, just understanding that to grow, there's going to be sacrifices. You know, to get to the next stage of life, you're going to have to shed and really understand, like, it's for the better. It's really for the better. Because if you remain in the same position, how are you ever going to grow? How are you ever going to get to the next stage? How are you ever going to really figure out who you are? Because 16-year-old shit, 13-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old Cheyenne would have been blown away if 23-year-old Cheyenne can go back and tell them, like, y'all, we gonna be good. Like, I know it look crazy right now, but we really gonna be good. Like, I probably would have laughed hard. Because what you mean? You don't see what we got going on here? You talking about we gonna be good. But, you know, like, just really understanding life and, you know, just going through it and being okay with it too. Like, really being okay. That's something that I still struggle with to this day. Like, really just being okay and really accepting that it had to happen for you to get to the next stage. So, yeah, that's just how I feel. But I don't have to do a deep breathe. I kind of calmed down a little bit, so I don't have to do any breaths. But if y'all have to, you know, take a second, pause me up, take some deep breaths, and breathe. That's just something that I always have to tell myself when my anxiety goes crazy. Just breathe, 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 breathe. Literally, breathe. And then topic 3, which is the final topic. And I'm low-key laughing because I'm still figuring it out myself. So topic 3 is how to cope. How to cope while shedding, while healing, while going through this overall healing journey. I would be the first one to say, I don't know. Everybody's coping mechanisms aren't the same. But I can tell you mine. So definitely leaning on my village, leaning on my friends, leaning on my mom, leaning on my uncles, you know, leaning on people that I know that's gonna, you know, they say, Shy, like, you can cry. Like, my boyfriend said to me all the time, like, babe, just let it out. Like, just cry. Or even my mom just like, stop fighting your tears. And for me, I had to hold my tears back for a long time. And it's not because I was forced. My dad had never put no damn gun to my head and say, don't fucking cry. But, you know, just the way that I felt, like, what are you crying about? You don't have nothing to cry about. Like, and it's like, no, I had a lot of shit to cry about. To the point where I taught myself, like, bottle it in, girl. You good. And when I'm not good, it's okay to not be okay. Like, it's really okay. So, you know, my number one coping mechanism is to always call my mom. I don't know. Always call my mom, call my boyfriend, call my friend Jazz, call my uncle, because those people are the ones that I know I can really, really, really vent to, and they gonna give me the real outside of my therapist. Like, my therapist, like, that's her job. And me and her laugh at that all the time. I be telling her, like, I be feeling like you my girlfriend. I be wanting to hang up, like, bitch, I love you. Damn, but I can't because that's my, well, I mean, I could, I guess, but it's my therapist. Like, I don't know if she loved me back. She's making me feel how she's supposed to make me feel as my therapist. But, you know, my village, my friends, my family, like, I know when I lean on them and I'm really being vulnerable, I know that they're giving me the best advice they can. And they make me feel better. Like, I just love crying in my boyfriend's arms because he just make me feel heard. Like, he really make me feel seen. Like, babe, like, I'm here for you. Like, I got you. Like, I don't even have to say anything to you. Like, sometimes I don't even want to talk. Like, I don't even want to talk at all. Like, I just be wanting to just lay in his arms and cry and be coddled because, you know, I just be thinking, like, that's just childhood Cheyenne just be wanting to feel seen, wanting to feel like her emotions matter, wanting to feel like while I'm crying somebody is cuddling me while I'm crying and telling me that it's going to be okay, you know, like. But now that I'm 23, it's a little uncomfortable sometimes, honestly, because I just be like, damn, I wish I could have had this at 13, 10, 12. Like, I wish, but I'm getting it down at 23, and it's a little uncomfortable because I just like, bitch, you grown, but it's just like, it's okay. Age ain't nothing but a number. It ain't. Another coping mechanism that I struggle with so bad is to be grateful. be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for the position that you're in. Be grateful, because it's so many people that I know that can never be in this position. And that's no knock to them. It's just the cards that they was dealt. They could never be in this position. And I just have to really learn to be grateful for what I do have. Be grateful for the position that I am in. Be grateful for, the parents that I do have. Because there's some people that didn't even have a fucking dad. Some of my friends, like, I had friends whose dads were on drugs, who dad weren't around, who dads was, in and out of their lives. Like, my dad was there. Always has been. Not emotional. He's not an emotional parent, but, providing, he's always been there. I've always had a roof over my head. I've always had a meal on the table, always. And I know people that never had that. So, I just have to be grateful for what I do have. Grateful that I still have a grandma that's alive, that's able to tell me, like, yeah, I didn't raise my kids with no emotions. Like, grateful enough to still have a great grandmother that's alive, that's able to say, yeah, like, even though she's going through dementia now, but, just me thinking about the conversations that I've had with her, just with childhood, like, just emotions, what's that? And me understanding where it comes from, like, okay, y'all the starters of this shit, I got it. Okay, so I should knock you the fuck out. No, I'm just playing. But seriously, like, me understanding that this is what it is, and I need to be grateful for what I do have. It's some people who don't even have grandmoms. Like, for real. It's some people that don't even have moms. Like, my mom's mom, which is my grandma, she died at 35. I couldn't imagine if my mom would have passed away when she was 35 years old. I would not know what to do without my mom. I don't know. So, just really me understanding that I have to be grateful for what I do have. Celebrate the little accomplishments. Like, I've been saying, to myself, like, okay, I did everything that everybody wanted me to do. Okay, like, what's next for me? And really struggling to figure out what that looks like for me, because, I graduated college. I got the job that I wanted in the field that I wanted it in, but I'm still not happy because I'm not satisfied enough. And it's like, well, you'll get that, but let's appreciate what you do have right now. And just me growing up spoiled and sheltered and really getting everything I want, I never really had the time to be grateful. To be very honest, I've never had the time to appreciate anything, because when I was bored with it, or when I was just like, all right, I don't want to do this shit no more, or it's old to me, I was rewarded with something else that would give me a new joy, a new satisfaction. So I never really had the time to be grateful or appreciate what I have, because I was always just handed the next thing. But really, when I came to college, I started to feel what it felt to be, just thankful for what I do have, because I started to meet people, specifically one of my friends that I was just talking about, that I just had to cut off. Like, and me and her laugh at this all the time, how we don't understand how we never known each other. We never run into each other. Like, both of our families is from, Winfield. Her and my cousin went to high school together. Shit, her house is 2 blocks away from where my high school was. So, we just always just laugh about, like, how the fuck we never run into each other. But that's just a side story. But, me befriending her my freshman year and really seeing the circumstances that she was in, it was just like, damn, how you survive? How you do that? Like, god damn, like, I ain't never did that before. I ain't never lived like this. Like, how are you stable? How? And she just had to be grateful for what she did have. She had to be thankful for the little shit that she did have. So honestly, I really want to say that was really one of my first friends that, I lied. I'm going to say Simone. When I went to the projects in New York with Simone, that might have been our freshman year, I said, whoa, I've never lived in the projects. I've never lived in a project. And New York projects, everybody on top of each other. Like, everybody's really on top of each other. So, her taking me back to where she grew up at and where she's from, I was just like, bruh, what the fuck, Simone? You strong. And then, you know, once I, the other friend, once I went to Philly with her and, you know, I went to her mom's house and I was just like, okay. Okay, I gotta be a little bit more thankful for what I do have. Because my dad ain't never had me like this. Ever. And, you know, just seeing how she lives after, you know, leaving out of her mom's house and really being on her own, I always just be like, damn, friend, like, how did you boss up out of that situation? Like, how? And it's like, because she had to. You know, she had to be grateful for the little shit that she did have. She had to put the work in for the little shit that she did have. Simone and the other friend, like, they both really just showed me, like, you have to be grateful for the little things. You have to be appreciative of the little things, because it's somebody that's probably your fucking roommate in college that would never, ever, ever be able to experience what you have experienced because of the sacrifices and the unknown sacrifices that your parents had to do behind closed doors. I never thought about, and actually it made me, I think maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, I literally just texted my dad and was like, I love you and thank you for the unknown sacrifices that you had to do, because my dad has never complained about what I couldn't have. It was just always, all right, give me till Friday. If I asked on Monday, I had that shit by Friday. I don't know what happened Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I just know I had that shit by Friday morning. I never asked about what was the middle process. And he's never allowed me to see that either, which I kind of low-key wish I did see, so I can really just be a little bit more appreciative and grateful for, you know, the sacrifices that he did have to do. Because now that I'm grown and I'm going through my own sacrifices and, you know, my own cards that I'm dealt with, I'm like, this shit is hard, when my dad really just made it seem like, no, this shit is easy. And it's like, nah, this shit is hard. But one thing about it, I'm gonna make sure that my kids don't want or need for nothing. But I feel like sometimes you need to, because how can you ever be grateful for what you have? Especially when, I don't know about your parents, but once I turned 18, my dad was like, all right, you in college. And he still supported me enough until, you know, like my sophomore year, till I really got on my feet. And sophomore year was just a lot for me. Damn, it was a lot for me. It was really a lot, because that was the first time that I ever sat and felt all of my emotions, and really just me really understand that life is no motherfucking joke. Ain't nobody holding your hand through this shit. Ain't nobody holding your hand. Ain't nobody coming to get you. Nothing. And I felt really, really, really hard, because my dad and my stepmom and my grandparents, like, they all made it just seem like this shit is easy, and it's not. Like, it's not. But I really understood why my dad just never wanted me to see it, because shit, he was probably fucking crying in his car. Shit, he was probably mad as fuck that he had to work, you know, 2 more hours of overtime because of my greedy ass just texted him saying, Dad, I want this shoes, or I want this bag, or I want this, I want that. And, you know, not really thinking about the steps it takes to get to those shoes or those bags. And, you know, just really me not understanding what it really takes. Again, taking it back to topic number 2, just the sacrifices. Like, I didn't really understand that you have to sacrifice some shit. You really had to, and that's just something I didn't understand. Another way I cope is writing in my journal. I haven't wrote in my journal since I was like 12, 13, because I don't really want to. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all. Because I was going through just. I think I wanted to. I was reading a lot of urban books in middle school, like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, going into 9th grade a little bit. And I remember in Mastery, they used to make us cover up. Oh my gosh, this shit is so funny. They used to make us cover up our. Hold on, let me show you. Literally like this. Hold on. So, if I'm reading like an urban book or something, like, I don't know, like, shit, A Hustler's Wife. A Hustler's Wife was my fucking book in middle school. What? Nikki Turner, child. Yeah, that was really my shit. But like, okay, so if the book looks like this, they would make us cover up this part and this part with like construction paper, so nobody knew what we was reading. Cause it's like, all right, like y'all reading, but why are you 13 reading about how to suck dick? Why are you reading a book about being a trap queen? Why are you reading? But that's just what interested me at the time, because I had fast ass aunts. I had aunts that was older than me, and you know, I had friends that was fast, you know, so I just always just wanted to like expand my mind through reading, because I couldn't really get into the porn and all of that. That just was never me. I couldn't, like, I don't want to watch it. So I would just read to, you know, just get my memory and everything flowing and everything. And I remember I wrote in my journal about something, and my dad read that shit. What? Why would you read my fucking journal? Why would you do that? But yeah, I felt so betrayed, so embarrassed. Like I was embarrassed real bad, like real bad. I was real embarrassed because I don't even remember what I was writing, but I knew that I wanted to just get everything that I was feeling out on paper. So like I wrote it like I wrote like a story. Like I just read, like I just got done reading Hustler's Wife. That's exactly how I wrote in my journal. Like, today at 3:00 in the afternoon, he caressed my boob, and then he sucked on my nipple. You know, like it was just like I'm a writer. Like I really love to write. So I just wanted to like just see what that, I don't know. That nigga read my fucking journal, y'all. And I ain't write in my journal since then. That had to be like when I was 13. So yeah, 10 years ago, I'm 23. So I haven't wrote in a journal for 10 years. That's a stretch. I started writing in my journal when I left out of Johns Hopkins. So I have not wrote in my journal in like 7-8 years. And it's been very difficult a little bit because it's trauma. Sometimes I do think that, you know, shit, my boyfriend gonna read my journal sometimes. And it's not like the shit that I write in my journal is nothing that he already did in here, but you know, I just feel like that's my sacred and my own personal situations of what I'm going through. If I want to share it, I'll share it. If I don't, I don't. So, but I definitely feel like writing in your journal just to get it out is definitely helpful. Now that I've been doing it lately, I have felt that it is working low key. And honestly, I don't go back and read my journal entries unless I'm feeling like really pushed to do so. But I haven't been feeling the need to really read what I'm writing. Like I'm just writing it all out. Like I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just writing. So I actually can't wait to, you know, next year to read about what I was going through this time next year. Well, this time. Yeah, no, I'm trying to say. Fuck it. And then honestly, this is not a good coping mechanism, but I'm still healing. I'm still shedding myself. But one thing about it, y'all, I'm a smoke. I'm a smoke. Because I have anxiety and smoking really calms my nerves. It just mellows me out. And I really feel like when I'm high, I'm so creative. Like all of these paintings, and this is not even all of my paintings, all of these high. These two aren't mine. This yellow one and this flower one. But all the rest of them, mine. Because I just be fried. Just like, oh, I just want to do this. I want to try something. I just always want to try something new. That's what it is. I just always, like, I love DIY projects. I love vision boards. Like, I just like creating shit. So, and then I notice, like, when I'm high, I can create. But also, I like to give me a nice glass of wine. Or I'm a tequila girl. I like to have me like a nice little drink because that also, like, you know, just calms my anxiety a little bit. I'm not going to go overboard and go hard in the paint to the point where I'm blacked out drunk. It never gives that. And to be completely honest, I don't even drink to get drunk unless it's an occasion or unless me and Jazz like, damn, it's been a long week, let's celebrate. You know, like outside of that, it's not like I'm in here chugging it back. Boom, boom, it's not that. But I will have me a nice glass of wine in the L when I'm feeling, you know, a little overwhelmed. But that's just how I cope. Like I said, all of us are different. I don't know what's going to help the next person in their overall coping mechanisms or anything, but you know, just figure out what really works best for you. Sleeping is not a good one. Being in the dark is not a good one. And honestly, smoking and drinking is not really a good one either if you're going to overuse it. If whatever you, I don't know. My therapist said if you overdo anything, it's bad for you. So, just really figure out what works best for you. And don't overdo it. Like, take it a day at a time. And that's advice for me and you. Like, take this shit one day at a time. Like, you do not have to rush anything. You don't have to rush your life. You don't have to do any of that shit because who the fuck are you racing? Who are you racing? Like, and I'm saying it so many times so I can, get myself to understand, like, this shit is no race. Like, it's really no race. Like, be in the moment. Enjoy everything. Just enjoy. Just enjoy. I definitely did just take another bite of my peach for the people that's just listening and not watching. I just wanted to let y'all know what that crunch was. Get y'all some peaches. But I digress. But to wrap up this episode, I want to jump into my closing quotes. And these two quotes mean a lot to me because this is just how I've been feeling for the last 2 weeks. Just heavy, defeated, like a failure, unworthy. Like that's just really how I've been feeling. And just retraining my mind, like, to understand, like, that's not what you think of yourself. It's not. That's just words that you've been hearing. So subconsciously, you just beating yourself to it before somebody else can do it. And you can stop doing that, babe. You can slow down. You can stop. You can stop. So quote number 1 is to be patient with yourself. That's something my mom says to me all the time. I need to stop using her quotes because I got other quotes. But she just really gives the best advice. But really to just be patient with yourself. Be patient, be patient, be patient, be patient. Like, really be patient and just understand, like, it's no race. It's no race. Like, this is an ongoing marathon. You not in competition with nobody but yourself. If you feel like you need to compete with a bitch, you need to go back to square one. If you feel like you need to compete with a nigga, go back to square one. Because honestly, what the fuck is you competing for? For people who would never be you. For people who would never even be on your level. Like, that's really some shit. Like, boss yourself up. You're that bitch. Yeah. And don't let the no-sayers and the nobodies and don't let nobody come into your space and tell you that you're not. Because they mad because they can't be where you are. They mad because they can't be who you are. Or honestly, they might not be mad. Shit. They probably just can't. They probably just can't tap into what you're tapping into because it's too painful. So, a lot of that might be a little envy, a little jealousy, a little hatred. But that's just because they don't know how to look inward. And the only advice that I'm going to leave y'all with is to just look inward. See what you need for you. Don't look to the next person. Because it's going to fuck you up every single time. Every single time. And I listen, I'm a breathing witness. Quote number 2. Never underestimate anything or obstacles that's in your path. Understand that this thing we call life is going to come with some drama. It's going to come with some L's, I guess. It's going to come, well, my L's stands for lessons, so it's not, I guess. It is going to come with that. And, it's going to come with fuck-ups. It's going to come with, trials. It's going to come with happiness. It's going to come with anger. It's going to come with a lot. And life is this. But you ride that motherfucking wave. You ride that bitch. I mean, you put on that motherfucking surfing outfit and you ride that shit. For real. Because if you don't, you're just going to drown. You're going to drown. And why? Why? And it's so much more to life than where you are right now. It's so much more to living than where you are right now. We're not going to be this age forever. We ain't going to be in this stage of life forever. We're not going to be this version of ourselves forever. So let's just appreciate where we are in life. Let's just appreciate what we have right now. Let's be in the moment. So that's a message for not only myself, but for y'all too. Be in the moment. Enjoy life. Enjoy it. The best way you know how. And it's going to be hard. I'm not even going to sit here and like, this shit ain't hard. This shit is hard. It's the hardest shit I ever had to do in my life. Hard. Yeah, hard. Do it feel like I'm losing my mind? Every fucking day. For the past 2 weeks, I've been feeling that way. But I know when I get out of this motherfucker, I'm going to be like, damn. That was tough. What else you got for me? Because I'm prepared. And I understand that it's not always going to be glitz and glamours. It's not always going to be what the bitches on Instagram be trying to make it seem like. It's not always going to be, happiness. It's not always going to be fulfillment. It's not always going to be joy. It's not always going to be, a key moment. Sometimes you might have to sit yourself down in your shower floor and cry and let the water hit your forehead. Sometimes you might have to be in a tub and really do a hard cry. Sometimes you might need to just sit in your house by yourself in the dark and just think. Just be in the now, be in the moment. Just enjoy everything that the universe is throwing to you. And just understand that you only get one you. So just feel good of being that person. Just feel good of being in the moment and just enjoy yourself, period. So that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with. I'm really trying to hurry up, and I can't even talk. I'm trying to finish up this podcast so I can kill the rest of this peach because it's so good. It's so freaking good. But yeah, the moral of today's episode is I really just want to talk about the overall just emotional disconnect that I've been feeling for myself. Emotional connect that I've been feeling within myself for the past 2 weeks. And, just really understanding, like, you're supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be doing this podcast. You're supposed to be building this, outreach center. You're supposed to be, building your brand. This is what you're supposed to be doing. So this shit that you're going through right now, you're supposed to feel it because there's so many people that once you understand this lesson, there's so many people that's going to come to you to be like, how did you do that? Or how did you, and you have to go through it to be able to testify to it. So I just want to leave y'all with that. Like, just stand the fuck up. Stand up, and pat yourself on the back sometimes. Like, don't let nobody knock you down. Don't let nobody knock your crown off. Don't let nobody try to take what's already yours. But they can't do it anyway, but motherfuckers will try. So, just be in the moment and love yourself. Like, so, Ashe, that's what I want to leave all the girlies with. I'm going to kill my peach. And good night. Ooh, them lips. I ain't like that. Let me do that over. I don't know. I'm leaving. Bye.